Yo, what's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, say six. We did miss the show yesterday. I got a whole lot of stuff basically of what was going on, but I'm gonna give y'all the breakdown pretty much. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get into everything, but yo, this has been a very interesting weekend. So, few developments and such. I did have to. I promised a friend I would help him move down to Florida from Maryland. So, as you can imagine, a whole bunch of craziness ensued. But so to start off, I had to help him move his boxes and all this other stuff. He had to move like at least 3 bedrooms worth of stuff from a 2 bedroom, which it was. He had way more shit than we anticipated. So took long as hell. One of the guys that was supposed to show up to help us move, he actually ended up no showing. So we had another guy come in. So it was just the three of us loading the truck. It took hours to get that shit done because he lived on the third floor. So we had to deal with that. Then we ended up jumping on the road, coming down here uh, via truck. So when we got down here, so the deal was he was supposed to be getting a job down here, what have you, and getting a promotion. So with that said, we got down here, and he was supposed to be moving into this apartment. So we go down to see the spot, and I'm like, yo, we got this U-Haul full of stuff. He's supposed to have came down to look at the spot before, from what he told me. He flew down like 2 months in advance to put the spot down and put a down payment and all that. We'll get everything locked in. He picked out the model he wanted, and everything was good. But this was beforehand. So we get down here, and we go to this apartment complex. We first pull up. I'm like, yo, I see the spot. The spot looks suspect as fuck. You know how you can just pull up to a spot and you can tell the building is suspect, and it don't seem like it's a situation where it's somewhere that would be good for you to like stop in or anything like that. It was one of them kind of spots. So I say, yo, is this a spot? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, well, okay. I mean, it's a good place to start if you're moving down here from a whole nother state for your first time moving. I mean, it might not be the best spot, but you can build from here. So he, giving him the benefit of the doubt. So we get down to this spot, bro. Get to the rental office. He goes in before he even sees the spot he's actually renting. And he actually signs the paperwork before he even sees the place that he's getting into, bro. When I say always look at what you're buying, I can't put it no clearer than that. Yo, before you guys sign any fucking thing, and make sure you know how to sign it. We already know how to sign UCC 1308. That's a go-to. Without prejudice, UCC 1308. But he's one of them dudes that I'm trying to tell him shit. I'm trying to drop gold on him. It's just going in one ear and out the other. Yeah, I don't believe any of that shit. It's all bullshit. Well, motherfuckers get a hard dose of reality when they find out it's not bullshit. So we go down here to the spot. So we go in the office. He signs the paperwork. He comes out with the keys. They walk him over to the spot. So there's a lady and there's a dude. There's me and there's my man. So all four of us are walking towards this apartment complex right across the street to go up in his unit. We get upstairs in the unit, and first off, when we went inside the spot, it just didn't feel right. Like I knew something was about to be wrong with this place. We go up the steps, and we make a left to go inside the place, open the door. Automatically, when we walk in, the fucking floor was sticky. So that was a red flag for me already. Why is the floor sticky? You're showing off an apartment for somebody to live in. Why is the floor sticky? You knew he was coming on this date. Tell me why the floor is sticky. It don't make sense. So that already automatically threw me off. So we walk in the joint, we looking around, the guy's explaining all this other bullshit, and we walk into the main living room. Everything looks okay so far. And I'm looking out for every damn thing. Bare floors, no carpets, of course. It's very old school. It built in 1960 building. Look in the kitchen. The kitchen looks okay for that. They turn around and make a left into a hallway. So I'm lagging behind because I know what they're going to do. They're going to go to the bedrooms first, show the bedrooms, and then come out and show the rest of the spot. I didn't want to hear none of that shit. I'm looking at the bathrooms, and I'm looking in the closets. Yo, I opened the fucking bathroom door. It was 3 fucking roaches in that bitch. 2 of them were dead. 1 of them was still fucking alive. I'm like, okay. I shit you not. You can't make this shit up. Yo, so we go to the, I look at it, there's 2 bathrooms. A bathroom right next to that. So I look in the other bathroom. There's 3 roaches in this motherfucker. I'm like, okay. Go in the other bedroom. This is a 3-bedroom. The 1 bedroom, all the way in the back they were looking at, didn't have any roaches. I didn't see no roaches in there. The other bedroom to the right, there was a dead roach on the floor. And I saw all of this shit before they even got to the other rooms, because I didn't know they were going to try some tricky shit. So I saw all this shit. So I went in the other room, saw the 1 roach dead on the floor. Then I saw the other roaches. So they come out, show the other bedroom, act like they don't, they didn't even mention the roaches. They act like they didn't even see this shit. Like they just glance right past it. Come down the hallway, and he goes into the kitchen, opens the refrigerator, and the refrigerator had 2 fucking dead roaches at the bottom of where the pantry's supposed to be for the vegetables. 2 fucking roaches dead in a fucking refrigerator. I was like, yo, bruh. So I looked at my man like, you know what everybody in the room is thinking the same shit. The salesmen are thinking, I wonder if he's buying this bullshit. I'm thinking, this is bullshit, I don't buy it. And my boy's thinking, I wonder if they're thinking I'm gonna buy this bullshit. But it's too late, he already signed the goddamn contract at that time. So, I talked to H, I'm like, yo, this place has fucking roaches, bro. He was like, yo, I saw them. And so the guy was like, he heard me, he was like, well, there's only a few, this isn't a common occurrence. It's unusual that these roaches are here. So I'm looking at him like, what do you mean, bro? So he was like, yeah, this place doesn't really have roaches like that. I'm like, what do you mean like that? He was like, yeah, it's you know, it's an uncommon occurrence, you know, just like ants or something. This motherfucker proceeds to go in the room where the roaches were, in the bathroom where the 1 roach was alive. He says, they're all dead though because the Orchid man came and sprayed. There's no alive roaches. I say, yo, there's a roach right there alive, right there on the floor. He says, where is he? Looking right at him. I said, right there. This son of a bitch takes his fucking thumb and crushes the roach dead and plucks it in the toilet. And he says, well, it's dead now. Bro, I was done after that. I told H, yo, I'm out of here, yo. Yo, we was ready to move all that shit in that bitch too. Nah, I said, bro, I'm out of here. So I got out the motherfucker. HD left, my man H left and shit. So he ended up telling him, you know, he'll just get some roach spray and try to spray it out himself. So I told him, yo, you got 2 choices. You can get your money back or you can try to spray this bitch out. I recommend just getting your money back because at the end of the day, this shit ain't really worth it. I mean, motherfuckers is on that bullshit. So with that said, this dude, he goes ahead and he decides to go to Walmart. So we grab some stuff from Walmart. We're spraying down this place. Come back, spray it up and shit. And they had swept the roaches out by then. Spray it up. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna just drop a couple bombs in here and I'm gonna stay at a hotel. So boom, we do that. Stay in a hotel. We ended up coming back to the spot the next day. Actually, I didn't even come back to the spot. He went back. And he said it was 5 more roaches in that bitch dead. He said, no, I'm not moving in here. So he ends up going back to have a back and forth with the dude. The dude was like, you know, this place doesn't have roaches like that. It might be your neighbors that are dirty. He says, I don't give a fuck. If the roaches are from my neighbor, they my fucking problem. I don't give a shit about them roaches being next door. Nigga, I gotta deal with this shit. So he tells the dude, yeah, I just want my money back. The guy's like, well, how about we just have my exterminator come and spray again? He's like, yo, your exterminator sprayed, we sprayed, and there's still roaches in that mofo. It ain't no fixing it. Give me my money back. So the dude says, oh, well, you won't be able to get a refund until Tuesday. And now keep in mind, he signed a contract on, I believe it was Friday. It was Friday. He signed the contract on Friday. Now, what we always talk about with these legal documents, because it all ties into what I'm talking about. These documents that you sign has a 72-hour rescission period. So if you are one of the parties that signed the document, you have the ability to rescind your the contract within 72 hours. So what they were trying to do was, the guy was trying to push him to Tuesday. Therefore, if he didn't rescind the contract on paper officially, like the way it should have been, then it didn't really count. So he was trying to push the contract to Tuesday. And if it would have been Tuesday, he'd have been locked in that bad deal. So all this money he put down, I think it was the first 3 months of rent, and then he put down fucking a down payment. They were trying to get over me. It was crazy. I never seen such fuckery. So he ends up telling the guy, yo, I want my money back, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, you gotta wait till Tuesday. So my man leaves and gets on the phone with me. And I'm like, yo, nah, bro, you need to get that in writing because he's gonna try to swindle you. What he's trying to do is he's trying to push you off until the following week so that he can make it a situation where you can't get your money back because the contract will be stuck. So you need to go back and get that in writing and have him sign it. So you sign your end, he signed his end. At that point, it becomes an affidavit. And an affidavit is admissible in court as fact. So once you have that and you go in court, you can slam them motherfuckers against the wall if they try to play hardball with your money. And really, at the end of the day, you can even charge them gasoline for having to ride around looking for another place. So I told him that. No, we'll come full service later to what he ended up actually doing. So he was like, all right. So he goes back, he hangs up the phone, he goes back to the spot, and he knocks on the glass, but the office is closed and the guy's gone. I'm like, yo, big swindles, bruh. Swindle City out here. Dudes is all trying to get over on people, man. Down here in Florida, yo, like it's a completely different culture down here. Like it's a different mentality, man. You got people coming here from these countries that aren't, they're, they leaving their countries pretty much to come here because they think this country's better than theirs. And if they're leaving it, it's for a reason, I'd assume. And usually the reason is because it's an economic downturn, so the hustling mentality is there. Everybody here is trying to get over on you, bro. There is no fucking, like, this is, Palm Beach is where he wanted to move at and shit. So, everybody wants to fucking get over on you, bro. That's what it is, though. So when you come down this bitch, if you decide to move down here, please be aware that you better know how to negotiate. Because if you don't understand contract law, if you don't understand consumer rights, if you don't understand fair market value, all that stuff, they gonna spin you, y'all. I got more stories that he had to deal with. So boom, he goes back to the spot again, and the guy's there. The guy won't. He's like, all right, what do you want? He said, I need a piece of paper, typed up, something official with a letterhead on it with your signature stating that I'm rescinding this contract. So the guy wasn't trying to put his name on it. He just wanted to sign, but he didn't want to put his name on it. So he ends up signing it and getting the paper after getting the sheriff down there. The sheriff really couldn't do shit because if we know anything about jurisdiction, contract law, police officers do not have, it's a civil matter at that point. They don't have any jurisdiction over that at all. So only thing they can really do is make sure nobody comes to blows or nobody, breaks any statutes or codes, which is all they really do anyway. So, the dude ends up getting the paper for it, and he heads back. And so now, at this point, we pretty much rode around looking for another spot for him to stay. So he ended up being it out for now. So that worked out. Now he needed a car. So the following day, after all that shit happened, he's looking for a car. So I'm like, all right, bet. Your best bet is going to be the Facebook Market. That's going to be the best way you can get yourself a car for a good price. So he's like, all right, let me check these dealerships first. I say, yo, dealerships is not the move right now. Like literally, people are buying cars from each other and cutting the middleman. The dealership's gonna mark up their stuff because they got to get their cut. Like if you just omit the middleman and buy privately, you don't have to worry about any of that. But he insists on going to a dealer, so I go with him. Me having mechanical knowledge on cars, so I go with him down there, and he saw a 2006 Chevy Impala with 165,000 miles, and it was going for $39.95, which is $3,995. So we go to look at it, and I'm like, all right, well, that doesn't seem like a bad price for that kind of car with that kind of miles, and it's not a really expensive car to fix. It's not too luxury, parts are not going to be hard to get for it. It's a pretty common car, so that the move is probably going to be grabbing that. So we go down to the dealership to look at this car. So we go in, and the dude's like, oh, yeah, what can I do for you? He's like, yeah, I saw this car online. I came to look at it. So the dude sits down at the table with us, and he's like, let me pull the car up, such and such. So he pulls the car up, and I'm looking at the car. The car needed wiper blades. It needed one rotor. The damn AC made a loud-ass clicking noise, which I knew what that was. I told him what it was when I was there with him. What else did it need? It had a check engine light on, too, that's part of the issue. So I tell H, all right, I make a note of all this stuff, and I tell H, yo, this is all the stuff it needs. So, you know, you can factor that into the negotiation. So he's like, all right, bet. So I go back, we sit at the table, and he's like, yeah, because I was explaining to him how it works with the creditor versus the debtor. I explained to him that before the guy sat back down, of course, so he was clear on what was happening. So I told him, they're in debt right now. All these cars they have on this lot, they've all purchased, and they need to make money and turn money over on these cars. So they're the debtor. You are the creditor right now. So when you sign over, your signature is basically allowing them to use your social security number in order to use a bank to make a Federal Reserve note withdrawal, credit draw, whatever you call it. So I explained that to him, but you know, stuff like that takes work to explain it to him. So we get down to discussing numbers, all right? And this is where it got stupid. Like, yo, Florida is on some crazy shit when it comes to this. At least Palm Beach is on some crazy shit. So we start to negotiate numbers. Now, keep in mind, the price online was $39.95, all right? We get to the dealer and talk to this dude. This son of a bitch tried to charge my man $6,100 for that fucking car. And he said, this is the financing price. This is what you're gonna end up paying the grand round total for a financing price. So I said, okay, that seems awfully high. That's like double the price damn near. So I told him, yo, that's high for that car, bro. That car has 165,000 miles on it, and it needs work. We don't even know what it needs. The engine light's on, and he's charging you $6,000 for this. I said it right in front of him. I was like, that's too high. So the guy's like, you know, basically looking nervous because, you know, pretty much I told him I'm a salesman too, and I know what you're doing, and no, I wasn't gonna let him take advantage of my man like that. So the dude's like, all right, well, let me go see if I can get a better deal. So I'm talking to my man at the table when he walked away. I'm like, yo, you need to just do cash, because if they're gonna try to break it over your head with a financing deal, you just need to pay cash and see what kind of deal they give you. Tell them, I said, tell them you want that whole entire car fixed, everything fixed, engine light gone, all that stuff, and you'll give them $4,600 for it. I think that was the price. And I said, when you get back, tell them you give them $4,600 for that car. Otherwise, you walk it. He says, okay. Guy comes back to the table with a fucking worse deal. So my man's like, yeah, so what can you do? I said, yo, let's cut to the chase, bro. My man has $4,600. We want the car fixed. We don't want to fix AC. We don't want to fix none of that stuff. Y'all fix that stuff. We'll get the car from you $4,600. We'll take it off your hands. He was like, well, I need to go back and check again because I don't know if I can do that, and I don't even know what's wrong with the car. We said, okay, we'll do that. So we were there for a total of like 45 minutes trying to negotiate a deal. He goes back, and this son of a bitch has the audacity to come back and sit in front of us, offering us this car for $8,100. That's $8,100 for a 2006 Chevy Impala 4-cylinder with fucking 165,000 miles on it with the engine light on, bro. I swear, I'm not making this shit up, bro. Florida's crazy. And I'm like, yo, hell no, bro. I'm like, yo, we can go buy a 1998 Camry that won't break down and won't have any problems wrong with it with 250,000 miles for like $2,500 for real. I said, bro, we good. I said, we left this shit. We ain't end up getting the car from them. They was trying to jip you down here, bro. It's just a constant debacle of fuckery down here. I didn't understand for a minute why they were calling Florida crazy, because I'd always came here when I was younger. And it didn't really seem that crazy for me, though. You know, shit seemed cool for real. But, yo, being older now, man, this shit is wild down this bitch, bro. These motherfuckers on some other shit. And this ain't no diss to Floridians. I love all my Floridians. Y'all cool as shit. But the culture down here is wild, bro. You really got to be ready for on your shit if you're going to be down here trying to negotiate or move down here or anything. But, you know, I'm just taking it easy pretty much. We just got back. My man's just got back from the movies and shit. And we went to go see The Purge. That shit was okay. It was all right. If you're not into, like, just violence and a senseless plot, don't go see it. But, yeah, so, you know, we basically just polying and chilling and shit. And I got a pretty good view. You can't see the water from here, of course. But that is a bar down there. They have a hot tub, and the bar is closed now, of course. You can actually usually see the water right over the top of that bar. You can see the ocean and all that cool stuff. But it being dark, you can't see it. But yeah, I had a pretty good time just relaxing, chilling, hanging out with my mans and stuff like that, you know. politicking, doing the damn thing. You feel me? But it was cool. They was asking me why I didn't do a live, because I didn't have time. Literally after running around with this dude yesterday, trying to strike deals and shit like that, running from one end of town to the other, and then keep in mind we were taking lifts the whole time because we didn't have no car. So it was like, we was always running around on the move. We couldn't really stop like that. So that's what it was. Then, check this out. I went to Palm Beach Mall. How about motherfuckers I don't know if it was racial profiling or if it was class profiling or something like that. So we pull up in the joint, and keep in mind we still had the U-Haul, because at the point we wasn't moving in that spot. We was like, he's like, I'm not putting my stuff in there. They got roaches like shit. So he still has the U-Haul with his stuff in it, but he didn't want to move the U-Haul around too much because they gave you a limit on miles. So what ended up happening was we went ahead and we had to go in the mall to get him some clothes because all his clothes was packed away. So we go in the bad boy to get him some clothes. Actually, we pull up in the U-Haul. So as soon as we pull up, this security guard pull up in his car, like on my side of the car. So I get out and I'm looking at him and shit, just looking at him, like the same expression I'm looking at you right now is what I was looking at him like. And he was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I'm looking at him like, like, why are you talking to me, bro? And I wasn't being rude or nothing, but I'm just looking at him like. And he was like, I see you got the U-Haul and everything. I said, is it against the rules to have a U-Haul truck in this parking lot? He says, well, no, it's not. I said, what's the problem then? He was like, oh, I was just wondering what y'all were doing because you guys, you had the U-Haul truck. I was like, we just exercising our freedom in the United States of America. Is that cool? He was like, no, I didn't mean it like that, man. You misunderstood me. I'm like, okay, peace. So I just dipped off, So I dipped off with this guy. And me and my man was like, what was that all about? I said, I don't know, but that shit was weird. So we go in the mall, right? And I see the guy on this little walkie-talkie still looking at the U-Haul truck. So he was paging his little buddies at the mall or some dumb shit like, how to get on their power trips. So he's paging his little buddies at the mall to keep an eye out. So we get in the mall, and this guy, all right, so when we first go in, we automatically looking for a place for him to go ahead and get some clothes from. I told him I'm going to get something to eat, so we split up. Tell me why all the fucking goddamn mall security was following me. Like when I went to go get my food, it was 2 mall security that walked up and stood next to the little, it was like a banister, if you would, and like it was across from the food court is a banister, and I'm over there trying to get something to eat. So I'm getting some food, and I see 2 of them looking at me. So I'm like, okay. Look at me then, watch me get my food. So I get my food, I go sit down, I start eating my food. Some bitch watching me eat my food. I said, okay, you're gonna watch me eat my food and look stupid. So I'm eating my food, minding my business. And then one of them whispers something to another guy, and the guy walks around, and there's like a giant thing, like plant, and there's a water fountain. So he walks around the plant and the water fountain to come over and walk past me, and he's looking at me while I'm like, and it's passing. I'm like looking at him like, okay, what the fuck? Fuck you. What you gonna do? Throw me out for eating, motherfucker? Fuck you. So then one guy leaves, and the guy that walked past me leaves, and then another guy comes. So they definitely had people watch me the whole time I was in that bitch. But you know how that goes. Motherfuckers always up to watching you and shit like that. Negative energy, all that other crap. It's all part of the game, bruh. I'm used to it by now. So what I ended up doing was I went ahead and finished my food, dipped off, met a man's, he got his clothes, he got the raggedy ass clothes for moving, and we dipped up out of there, but then, on the way back just now, we almost fucking died because the Uber driver or the Lyft driver was fucking drunk. He was on something, This motherfucker was wasted. Like, he came to pick us up. This sumbitch was slurring his words. He was all over the road. It was raining. It was awful, bro. And if you guys don't know right now, that hurricane is not too far from where I'm at. I'm in Palm Beach, so the hurricane moved and it's coming up the west side of Florida. We on the east side, so I didn't get no effect from the hurricane. Just a little bit of rain here, as you can see on this banister. You probably can't see it, but it's just a little bit of rain. It ain't too much, but I mean, good thing we didn't get affected by it, So it missed us, so that's a good thing. But yeah, this some bitch almost killed us on the way back. We was like, bro, it was just, I'm ready to leave, man. And then here's another fucked up part. Like, I'm headed back to the East Coast in Baltimore. the goddamn hurricane is blocking my path, so I might be stuck here for another few days. It's all bad, yo. I mean, it could have been worse though, so I ain't really that mad, but it is what it is. You know how it goes. When we out here moving the groove and shit don't always go the way you want it to go, but we always protect it because we always in the right and we always staying on it. American Nationals, we all that, man. We all that American Nationals. I see y'all leaving comments. I don't see my Nationals on here though. What up, Yusuf? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? He wasn't ready. Gaming channel. How you feeling, man? I'm down in the beautiful Florida, and my man Carl is talking about that building went down just like that. I saw that. I mean, I thought that was pretty much went without saying that shit was set up. I mean, anybody who saw that controlled demolition of a building knew what time it was. And this isn't the first time we saw that shit happen with the Twin Towers. So I mean, anybody who's been paying attention is not surprised at what happened. So, yep, you're absolutely right, Carl. Shalom, Mr. Lamont. How you feeling, sir? How you feeling? Kissimmee, okay, that's in Florida too. That's what it is, man. I mean, yo, I like the little lizards and stuff running around. I've always been a fan of like lizards and reptiles and stuff like that. So I always thought geckos, iguanas, and lizards running around was awesome. Even when I was little and I came down here, and I still like them. So Florida's got a special place to me, man. I love Florida, man. I've never been in this park before, but bro, you got to be on your P's and Q's out here because everybody's trying to get over on you. They trying to get that extra buck out your pocket, and stick you with less. But that's what it is, though, man. That's what it is. This ain't gonna be a long video, man. I'm ready to continue making moves. I'll probably be headed back hopefully tomorrow. If everything pans out, I'll be headed back tomorrow. If not, my ass will be here and you'll be seeing me doing another live. You know what I mean? Man, I've been trying to catch the lizards, the motherfuckers. Yeah, they fast as hell. Like, you gotta have like a plan to catch them. You can't just run out there with a bucket and catch them. You gotta have a plan because them some bitches are quick. And they can like camouflage with the whatever they're standing on. They can blend in with it. So if they stand on it long enough, they'll start to be that color. I used to have an iguana a while back, and they did the same thing. They used to camouflage and stuff like that. So yeah, it was dope. It was dope. But yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna be it for me. I know you foreign nationals been wondering what's going on. That's where I've been. I just been making moves, sliding and gliding. Letting that be the business. Please, holler at the American National Consulate if you were interested in having some kind of backing, and if you are a foreign national, state citizen, or if you're an American national. I had a troll on my page the other day. He got mad because I said I was a foreign national, I guess. And the thing about it is, it depends on who you're talking to. If I'm talking to, or if we're talking about police officers and such, foreign nationals could be the term. Foreign National Police Policy, PDF, 1113, the Baltimore PDF, the police policy on how to deal with foreign nationals. It says, and I quote, the definition of a foreign national is anything other than a U.S. citizen. So we're going to put that goofiness to bed. So you over here checking me, thinking I don't know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. You might know what you're talking about too, but you might not know what I know, which is cool. So we here to learn. But yeah, it is what it is on that one. So folks, with that said, I am the foreign national, born natural, A6, and we out here moving and grooving. I will holler at y'all on the next run. Peace out, one.